I just want them to finish everything they do. A lot of times, Phelps used to get that name. They get down on themselves, and you can just wipe them out after that second half. Well, people got up on us a couple times last year, and we still come back and pulled it out by the fourth quarter. Right. So that's what I want to say. I want to say them finishing things. And like Dom was saying about the whole hanging the head thing, a lot of kids think that they play better if they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
And really and truthfully, that's not the case. Most of the time, as long as you're able to think and just play your game and not let your attitude and stuff get in the way, the better you play.
Everybody, welcome back. Unwired Appalachia podcast. Special guest tonight, Zack Francis, Domonick Francis from Phelps. Guys, welcome to the show. Congrats on last season. You guys stepped in and I thought did a fabulous job. Just kind of talk about the job from last year and the excitement going into this season, I guess.
Yeah, last year we had a pretty good year. We wanted to get more wins than what we did, but it still ended out decent. The goal this year is to do better than what we done last year, no matter what, and finish out the year strong. The boys that we had last year, the majority of them, they had barely won any games, and I was a part of all of those too as an assistant coach. And the only thing we tried to do was take the discipline level up and the fundamental level up, and really make them. To me, I think discipline and fundamentals is what wins ball games.
Absolutely. And guys, I'll ask this one and you can both answer. Whoever wants to go first, go for it. But you both got Phelps guys. I mean, it means something to you over there. Just kind of talk about, what that means, getting Phelps back on the right track. And, because no matter what it is, you're going to fight numbers. You're going to fight this and that. I mean, Phelps is a small school. Just kind of talk about what it means for you guys just to do things the right way, I guess.
Go ahead. Over here, it's tough to get numbers majority of the time. Luckily, me and Dom both, we've played here and coached here for a while, so most of the boys know us.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, we've got, I'm going to say, I think we got 13 seniors this year. Most time when you lose a group of seniors like that, just like last year, we lost 9 or 10. When you lose a group of seniors like that here, it's hard to get them numbers back.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, we don't have a little league program or a middle school, and we're still trying to get all that on track. So the numbers game's tough over here, but playing from here to me and him both, we both had our chances to go to other high schools and play or do whatever we wanted to do. And just something about this place, it's home.
Yeah, and Dom, if you want to answer, you can too. If not, that's fine as well.
Zach pretty much said it all.
That's great. And we'll give you this one too, Dom. I mean, you played over there a few years ago. You all had some really good years while you were playing there. Some big wins, some big wins, some almost even bigger wins. I mean, coming back as a coach, I mean, how do you get these kids' attention? Is it you being young, energetic? You know what it means. You know what the war's been through. You know the struggles these kids have to go through day in, day out.
Well, all through middle school, I pretty much won all my life. So then when I got in high school, I won my first 2 years, and then it kind of slacked down after that. But I try to stay positive, give them a positive mindset. I guess other coaches didn't really put it into them. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the problem now. But I mean, Zach, ever since last year, we've been trying to turn this program around. So which he's done a really good job on his end also. So.
Yeah, and how does that do? You kind of working together. You got some other guys on your staff. I'm sure Randy Smith still does some stuff. I remember last year he was kind of around. You got other guys on your staff that's been around. Marty Casey's been there forever helping guys. I mean, you got some other guys on your staff there that you can depend on too. How well does that help too? Because I mean, it's hard to do everything by yourself, but you got a good staff around you. It kind of makes things a little bit easier, I would imagine.
to me, the coaching staff is everything. Without a great coaching staff, a head coach is nothing. So only thing that I tried to do was I took some of my coaches is even players that I coached.
Yeah.
So the only thing I done was I took how I had it in my mind anyway. I even talked to Dom about it even when he was in school. But I always told Dom, I said, if I ever get that head coaching job, this is how I want it. And I told Dom, I said, I took Kanan Land that played with Dom, Christian Land that played with Dom, and then Brandon New, who played with me. And I also coached Kanan and Christian. And then Ronald Prater. Ronald played with both of us. And then Bubba Rife and Matt Lester. And a couple of them was a little bit older than me. But I took all those guys that wanted to win so bad. And I sent them either play or I played with them. And they wanted to win so bad and they never got the chance. So I knew if I just took them on, we could all work together.
Yeah.
That we might be able to create something special, you know.
Yeah, and I think, that's a great philosophy. The kids probably see you guys working together, see how much it means to you. Just talk about how that sets the tone for the kids because, if the coaches don't care, sometimes the kids aren't going to care. So they see you guys putting in the work. Does that make them show up with a better attitude day in, day out, you think? Or kind of what's your philosophy on that as well, I guess?
Yeah, I think that coaches' attitudes matter probably more than anything does, to a certain extent. If a coach wants to win, then it's going to rub off on his players. And if he don't want to win, you can tell. You know what I mean? If the discipline's not there, the correction's not there, even if this kid goes up here and he does this drill 3 or 4 times, and you let him get by with the same stuff 3 or 4 times, you don't want to win. If you correct him on all his little stuff and try to help him and teach him, then eventually, if that kid's a freshman, by the time he's a senior, he's going to be a really well-rounded ball player. So,
yeah,
that's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's a great answer. We'll get into the season a little bit. Guys, whoever wants to start, I don't know who does the offense and who does the defense. We'll start with the offense. Just talk about the guys up front. Usually up front for Phelps, you guys usually got some talent up there. You usually have some big guys. Usually have some talented running backs back there too. Just kind of talk about the offense a little bit if you can.
Offensively, I think we'll be pretty well rounded. We lost a couple of seniors last year that was on the offensive line that was a big lick, but a lot of these guys we got up front now is a lot younger. But now the backfield wise, it's pretty scary. I ain't gonna lie. Because you'll have Ethan Field, then you'll have Trey Guzman come up as a freshman, and you'll have Luke Canes, which he didn't play last year, but it's Andrew Canes and Josh Canes' brother. And then receiver wise will be tough too, which hopefully we can still average 20-some points a game or
a lot of
this year.
speed
So
this year.
yeah,
a lot more speed.
We're fast, dude. Really fast.
Yeah, seeing you guys last year, you mentioned Ethan Fields. He was one of those guys could do a little bit of everything. Just talk about having some versatility. I'm sure he's one of the guys with some versatility, but I'm sure you probably have some other guys. I mean, I think that kid kind of broke some big plays open when I saw you guys a few times last year. Seems like every time he had the ball, he was pretty electric. Just kind of talk about what he brings to the table for you guys, if you can.
He's tough on both sides of the ball, really. It's hard to find a player that's good on both sides, but now him and Trey and Luke, and then we added Braden Wilson, which is going to be a big help. Plus, you got Andrew
and Josh at quarterback.
And you got Josh at quarterback now. We got some threats, that's for sure, that will help Ethan, take some pressure off of him. So.
Yeah, and that's tough. Just kind of talk about the job your guys up front do. You guys do a pretty good job setting the tone, the big guys up front. I mean, sometimes those guys don't get enough credit from people like me in the media, but they're the ones setting your tone for the offense. Just talk about what a job that they do out there.
You want it?
Go ahead.
The guys up front is the most important thing as far as having a good offense. If you ain't got 5 good linemen, really and truthfully, I like to have 10 good linemen. But if you ain't got 5 real good, solid guys up front that can work together and communicate well and all that stuff, then you ain't going to go very far most of the time. And luckily, we got some awesome lineman coaches and they work them boys' tails off, and it shows most of the time.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll switch sides to defense. Just kind of talk about defensively. We mentioned Ethan Fields. He's a playmaker on defense too, but you had other playmakers.
Yeah.
I think the Canes kid. You had a few others that they can make plays on the defense. To me, last year when I saw you guys flew around. Pretty explosive defense. Just kind of talk about the speed and the defensive explosiveness that some of these guys have out there, because I thought you guys really played well last year defensively.
Yeah, we done pretty well. I returned 9 starters from last year's defense. So that's a big help. But I lost Michael Victoriano and Ethan Woodford, which was 2 big licks,
Yeah.
DBs wise, we had probably some of the top DBs probably in the state last year. I think when one of our coaches, because we ain't in district, they won't put our stats in with the correct way.
Yeah.
So whenever we put our stats in, we have to tally everything up and kind of see where our boys would fall ourselves. And I think when one of my coaches tallied it up, Andrew Caines would have been like a top 2 or 3 corner in 1A last year. Him and Fields would have been probably a top 10. I think we ended the year with like 12 interceptions or a little more than that. But DBs wise, they're solid. They're fast. They can real versatile, tackle well. I returned all my linebackers but one, and I added another one. So defensive line, I lost one of them. I got some young guys going to fill that, but defensively, we look really good. The way I like to run mine majority of the time is I start off in a 4-4, but I can float. My personnel-wise, I like to fix it to where I can float from that 4-4 to a 5-3 or to a 4-3 or to a 3-3-5 if I needed to. You get what I'm saying? I like to be able to run multiple defenses out of that one set. So
And why it just kind of I like that answer, but just kind of talk about why you do that. Is it because some weeks you might see running teams, some weeks you might see passing teams? Just kind of
yeah.
talk about your philosophy on that, because I think you hit on it, but I just want you to explore that a little more for
Yeah.
me.
Well, the thing is majority of the time you game plan for something, and then they'll throw a trick up their sleeve and throw something at you halftime or middle of the game. And I want my guys to be prepared for it to where I can say, hey, if I want to go to a 5 front, I can take that big middle linebacker that I got and walk him down to a nose and then reset myself. Or if they want to spread it out, I can take that really, really fast outside linebacker I got and drop him to a safety and still be able to flow with it.
Absolutely. Great answer. And guys, we'll talk about the schedule a little bit. I apologize. I cannot remember week 1 who you guys play. I'm doing a lot of schedules right now. So if you want to talk about week 1 and who you guys got coming up, and then we'll get more into the Pike County Bowl after that. I apologize again. I've been doing rosters all day, so they all
Oh, you're fine.
kind of went in on me. So
yeah, we got Morgan County in a scrimmage on the 14th at Morgan County, and then the very next Friday, our first actual game would be Pineville at Pineville again.
yeah, and that's a good test opening up. Just talk about, sometimes Pineville's one of those teams that gets overlooked, but they've always got speed. They've always got size.
Yeah.
Just talk about, a challenge like that to open the season. That's a good football team.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. They had one of the top running backs in 1A last year. I think they might have lost him, but their line's still big. They're a very physical team, strong. They got a good coach too. He coaches them very well.
Got a young quarterback coming up too. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they got that young quarterback, and I think they're going to do pretty good. And I think it'll be a good ball game.
Yeah, in week 2, you guys, you got Shelby Valley and Pike County Bowl. I'm sure you both know how important the Pike County Bowl is to everybody. It's a big event. I'm sure you both played in it and got thoughts. Just kind of talk about how cool that is getting back in there and for your guys to experience such a bowl game, because that's one of the ones to kick off the season. That's always a big atmosphere, a lot of excitement.
Yeah, it is exciting being back in the Pike County Bowl. Me and him both got to play in it, and these boys have talked about it for the past 3 or 4 years, and wanting to get in it and this and that. And I've aggravated Randy, trying to get back in it. And finally, the opportunity come across this year. I told Randy, I said, I don't care who it is. I just want to go.
Yeah, and just kind of talk about, why you wanted to get back in it. I mean, is it because you guys get to be on a big platform and in front of new people that maybe they
Yeah.
wouldn't get to play in front of
Yeah.
normally?
Yeah, I like for my guys to be able to get looks if they can get it, and plus the atmosphere of it, the crowd, everybody being there, it being such a big game. The competition wise, most time your competition in Pike County Bowl is tough.
Yeah.
And that's what I want my guys. I want to play competition.
Yeah, just kind of talk about, some of the rest of the schedule, some of the games that you might be looking forward to. I know it's so early, but you got some good games on there. Last year, you had some really good competition games throughout the season. I thought y'all week to week it looked better and better every time I saw you. And I didn't get to see you maybe at the end of the year, but from the beginning to the middle to towards the end, I got to see you 3 or 4 times. It seemed like every time I saw you, you got better and better. Just talk about that if you can, and some of the other big games on the schedule, if you can talk about that as well.
Yeah, we got a few big games. We still got Knott County. Knott County's been tough past 2 or 3 years, and we added Betsy Lane this year. Let's see, we added Tulsa. I think Tulsa might have even made playoffs in West Virginia last year. So, and I think to do that in West Virginia, I think you got to be top 16. I ain't for sure on that.
Yes, yeah.
I think they end up making playoffs, and they're usually a pretty hard-nosed ball team. And we've added a few tough teams, but that Knott County game, that Betsy Lane game, a few of them is the ones I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and you guys, we went over a lot of stuff, but I'll end with a few more things, and then we'll wrap up real quick. But this type of year, I don't like to talk about wins and losses and predictions, but as a coach, what do you want to see from your guys from now to the end of the season? And if Dom wants to go first, or if you want to go first, or vice versa, and we'll let you both answer this. And because I always like to see what coaches say about what they want to see of a season from beginning to the end, because
Yeah.
it ain't always about wins and losses. I don't think.
I want to see dedication and hustle, really.
Mm-hmm.
Not giving up on plays, or you'll make a good play or you'll make a bad play and then they'll hang their head. Just stuff like that. Hopefully they'll keep their head on right, do the right thing, and play well throughout the season from beginning to end. So that's what I'm really hoping for.
Awesome.
Not get down on themselves.
If you want to,
Yeah, I just want them to finish everything they do. A lot of times, Phelps used to get that name off. They get down on themselves, and you can just wipe them out after that second half. Well, people got up on us a couple times last year, and we still come back and pulled it out by the fourth quarter.
Right.
So that's what I want to say. I want to see them finishing things. And like Don was saying about the whole hanging the head thing, a lot of kids think that they play better if they're mad. And really and truthfully, that's not the case. Most of the time, as long as you're able to think and just play your game and not let your attitude and stuff get in the way, the better you play. So that's what I want to see out of them.
Yeah, great answer. And I guess I'll ask you a couple more things and we'll head out. But we mentioned it earlier, numbers game at Phelps. How do you guys create depth throughout the season? Is it calling on younger guys, putting them in spots maybe they're not comfortable in? Is it maybe playing JV or just getting reps in a practice? I mean, how do you guys try to develop guys throughout the season? Because I think at most small schools, not just Phelps, but most small schools, I think that's an important thing to do.
Yeah, the numbers game's the hardest thing to deal with. A lot of times what we do is, let's say you got a really good tight end or fullback, and he's a decent sized kid. Well, I can still use him as a guard too if I have to. Or if I got a guard that's really good and then he's fast and things that could play fullback, I can still use him there. So what we try to do is try to find kids that can learn multiple different spots. That way, if you do have to have somebody, even if it's just a jersey change on the sideline, that's fine. I can make that happen and send him in. It's whatever. But that's how we've been trying to do it.
Yeah, and I guess this will be the last thing. And if you both want to answer it, or if you however y'all want to do this, it's fine with me. But what does being having pride in Phelps football? How do you teach that pride from yourselves to the kids, and what it means to have pride at Phelps and football? What Phelps football means to you, and how do you try to I guess teach that to the kids of what you want to see of them, what week in week out, how important it is to have pride in your community, your school, all those things, I guess, encompasses one thing, I would imagine.
Yeah, it means a lot to me, playing here and then graduating from here. Coming back, and then my brother asked me to help him coach and stuff. I always wanted to give back to what I was taught, and it's hopefully we have a good year. I'd like to have another positive year, of course. Hopefully we don't lose any, but like to win all 9 or 10, whatever we have. But it's been a blessing to come back and help these younger guys out some more.
Great answer. And if you want to maybe add something else, Zach, or if you want to just say what it means to you, I guess.
It's meant everything to me. I've coached here since I was 18, since I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
I started off in Little League, which I still helped some on the high school too, but I was doing both, and I've done it every year up, And then I kind of got to where I left the Little League to the side and just done high school and things like that. And it's been everything to me, especially last year. Last year, I was telling all my coaches, I was like, don't get me wrong. I said, we only got 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and if we win 5, it's still a winning season, but 5 is not enough. I wanted to win all 9.
Yeah.
It didn't work out that way, but I wanted to win all 9. I told them, I said, this 6th one, if we win this main last one, it tells me no matter if we'd had that 10th game or not, it was still going to be a winning season. So this year right here, we're going to try our best not to lose any. But,
Injuries and stuff happen, so you really don't know.
Injuries happen. Your team has their ups and downs. They might be having a good day that day. They might not. So coaches have their good days and their bad days.
Hey, absolutely. Everybody does, right? I appreciate you guys' time so much. We'll try to get this out. This will be part of the Pike County Bowl magazine. In the program, there'll be the Phelps preview with all the stuff, and you'll see a little QR code, and people can click on. This will be out on our Facebook probably beforehand. So anybody who wants to watch this, again, click on the QR code. Be on the lookout for Pike County Bowl magazine. Zach, Dom, thank you guys so much. Unwired Appalachia. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.